From the outside looking in, it seems simple. Seize the cash, count it, and turn it in.
Miami PD.
On the inside, it's different.
We had a Crime Stopper tip come in on this address.
Shit. There's $1.4 million in this bucket. I bought 14 more of those things. That's a $20 million rip.
Ed and Matt, it's great to be talking to you. Loved the rip. We had a great time watching it. And I love when you guys do these darker kind of crime dramas. So to you both, I mean, Joe Carnahan directs this. What was it about the rip that appealed to the both of you?
Well, Joe sent us the script, and we've known Joe for decades, ever since he did Narc, kind of a movie that kind of exploded onto the scene with, and we love that film. And Ben worked with him just after that on Smokin' Aces, and so Joe's been somebody that we've seen over the years and who we really appreciated, and so he sent us this script and we read it, and I think the experience of reading it was probably similar to the experience of watching it, where you're on your toes the entire time. You don't know who to trust. You don't know what, it keeps you guessing the entire time. There's great twists. Like we were like, this is fantastic. So we bought it, and brought it over to the company. And then when we started to talk about casting, we're all in our 50s now, and we're kind of looking around, and Joe goes, my dream casting would be you guys. And we were like, you know what? Why don't we just do this? It seemed like it was going to be, a really fun, entertaining crime drama kind of whodunit. So we jumped on it.
You heard about the inside heist teams?
Yeah, cops playing robbers.
Need any help tonight, Lieutenant?
Nope. We didn't get a heads up about this.
The longer we stay here, the dicier the it gets.
Don't trust anyone.
All I know is what we do right now and who we talk to matters. You see that? P-I-G-S.
Ben, this is based, sort of inspired by a true story. What's the story behind that?
Well, one, there's a detective who Matt plays, actually, had a son and was really deep into this world and life, and a very committed guy, and he was somebody who was really helpful to us as we were researching and setting the movie up. And there was also the true fact of the larger story, which is that in Florida they start offering people a percentage of the money if they would call the police and report that someone had money from illegal activity that they were hiding somewhere. So naturally, it's just all of a sudden flooded the phone lines with reports. And there was a time when they showed up expecting some relatively nominal amount, and there's $20 million in the house. And because of the fact, like, a lot of this stuff is, as you say, based on real events, like the dog that sniffs money went crazy. You have to count it in the house. So it's one thing if, you have a number of people, I suppose, counting out $100,000. I don't know how long that would take, but a lot less time than trying to count $20 million. And you really don't want to be sort of stuck there doing that, thinking, well, the people whose money this is, I do a lot to come back and get it. And add to that jeopardy, the growing notion that, like, if there's some mistrust that going into this experience, and then just being thrust into that situation with other people and realizing, you're all standing around a winning lottery ticket. And look, that means something to people. People do a lot of things for money, and so there's some danger there. And what I like about that is that it's not just the jeopardy of a object coming at you or a bullet. It's another person. And are they going to make that decision? And what do you know about them that might tell you one would be more likely to do it than another? So there's a psychological drama that's embedded in the story. And that's, I think, what let us attract so many fabulous actors, Tiana Taylor, Stephen Yeun. So that's where I think we have the best of both worlds.
You have 30 minutes to get out of that house. Is there anything that you've heard about him?
There's snitches in every division.
Watch your back.
Cover! Bitch! I'm breaking left! I got the roof!
You want to steal this rip? Just say it out loud.
Yeah, it's just so cool. I saw none of those twists coming. The two of you are involved in producing this as well through Artist Equity, which is a company that you both founded. What's the ethos behind that, and what led to its creation?
Well, this movie is a good example of, most of the time in this business, the things you want to do are tempered by the practical realities or the the precedential history that other people are used to doing, and it's just not an easy thing to go, how about if we did it this way? So we put a lot of work and time into trying to create, and look, the business is changing, and it's in some ways threatened, and in some ways evolving. Streaming's growing, theatrical's shrinking. It's mostly the change is a function of encroachment by other media forms that just take up people's time and attention. And so how this business survives and thrives going forward, we believe, is really going to be fundamentally related to the fact that it really is a collaborative art form, and how one approaches all collaborators in that, and are seeking to incentivize all of those folks around trying to make the best movie possible, and how you do that from a financial as well as leadership as well as artistic standpoint. And so for us, as people are seeking to try to assign new sort of back-end residual, models to a streaming world, we wanted to do that, and we wanted to codify a model that included 1,200 people on the crew as well as the cast, because we firmly believe that all of them, it's really not a platitude. Like everybody there is investing themselves, and makes it likelier, the more they're invested, that you're going to have something ultimately that people connect to more.
So on this particular movie, the crew got paid in full to do their work. But our contention is that if the movie is successful for the platform, and we can measure that with by the minutes watched, and Netflix has the analytics and down to the minute. And so we established these different thresholds with them, what they would deem successful for their platform. And as we hit those thresholds, bonus payments come out and get shared amongst everybody who worked on the movie.
Awesome. I've talked to you both, but never together. Ben, what's a hidden gem from Matt's filmography? Matt, what's a hidden gem from Ben's filmography?
Okay, I'll go. The Way Back is a movie that came out right as COVID hit, and I think it had a pretty good life on streaming because it was kind of the first movie released as COVID hit. But I still think it's a movie that people have missed, and it's a phenomenal performance that Ben gives in that one.
This may not qualify as a hidden gem because other people may have kind of discovered it already, but I would say The Informant is a really good, really funny movie that, of Matt's, big filmography, it isn't as commonly talked about as maybe also Stillwater. Those are both excellent movies, totally different genres, totally different styles, totally different performances, both really good. The Good Shepherd is another one. Yeah, he's got a few.
Stillwater was great. I talked to you for that, Matt. Matt, I just want to before I let you go, the dog did watch The Rip. He watched The Instigators. I told you, in case he doesn't stick around often, but he did stick around for The Rip.
It's always a good sign. It is always a good sign.
You should just take whatever money you want and walk away before this goes really bad for all of us.